We are back, SLM Podcast,
Yes.
episode number 2.
Here we go.
Took us a couple weeks to get back. And this is why we are doing this 10-episode test run, so we can make sure all the production stuff is set and good to go. So we are good to go here. We got special guest on the phone.
Yep.
H-Town legend, SPC member, Wreckless Klan, Mr. PSK 13. What's up, K?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
All right.
Okay,
Always good to chop it up with y'all.
Definitely.
Okay, we're going to get into some subjects here. The first thing I want to talk about is all this flack Deshaun Watson has been getting regarding his trade demands, basically.
Yes.
Right.
So it to me, it came off as, you remember when LeBron was told, shut up and dribble? Like they didn't want to hear anything from him. Well, Brett Favre spoke to Yahoo Sports, and Brett Favre got attacked by Deshaun Watson supporters because of the way it was reported on what Brett Favre said. Now, they said Brett Favre told him, we get paid a ton of money, just do it. But that's not the full quote that Brett Favre gave Yahoo Sports. What Brett Favre told Yahoo Sports was, you get paid a ton of money to do a certain job and just do it. Let the chips fall where they may. I think we make too much money to voice an opinion, but I'm not saying he's wrong. Again, I think it's a different day and time, and it'll be interesting to see how the organization handles it. That was the full Brett Favre quote.
Right.
So Brett Favre, of course, has a line in there I don't agree with too much about. I think we make too much money to voice an opinion, which I think is wrong. But then he does clean it up by saying it's a different day and time from when he played, and he'd like to see how the organization handles it. Do you think Deshaun Watson is getting attacked for the same stuff like LeBron did about the shut up and dribble stuff?
I mean, of course. That's obvious, man. And what people don't really, people may know or may not know that Brett Favre literally did the same thing with the Packers when he left.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
So, I mean, I don't understand, what Brett Favre is, trying to convey with those type of statements, because, again, he did just about the same thing with the Packers when he left.
Right. Yep.
So
it was a messy divorce.
He's been known to be erratic at times with his arm, so he's doing the same with his mouth, right?
Yep. So it was a messy divorce he had with the Packers. We all remember it. Played out in the media. Now, Stephon Diggs from the Bills said, we don't live in a shut-up-and-play world anymore. For a man to be upset, for a man to want something different for himself, I don't think he's wrong. And I think that's the main focus, that all these people who attack professional ball players have that mindset that they're just professional athletes. I don't want to hear what they say. But yet on the counterpart, they're always the first ones to say, well, these people have a platform and they're not speaking up. But then when they do speak up, they get attacked for it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Well, that comes with being a pro ball player or being a celebrity. You can't please everybody.
Yeah.
That's why you have to be a little selfish, man, and please yourself. And I hear all these people talking about how much money they make and they're privileged and they're in America, and America affords them the opportunity to make this type of money. But on the flip side of that, people have to say or think, why is this guy willing to put all of that money, his credibility, his reputation on the line like that?
Yeah.
Has to be something.
Exactly.
Yep. So
if it was just that easy to shut up and play, then do it.
Yep.
Do it. That man knows something that's going on in an organization. He's not happy with it. He's watched it take place since Dwayne Brown. That's when all this started.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows Dwayne Brown, man, ain't having no BS from nobody.
Yeah.
You know, especially some, you know, someone that you know comes off as maybe a bit racist.
Yeah.
The ownership,
or an anti-Semite or something like that. Dwayne Brown has always been one to speak out against that. So, me being a fan of Dwayne Brown and of the Texans, I knew when Dwayne Brown left so abruptly that there was something going on.
Yeah, why do you get rid of the Pro Bowler like that who should have gotten that final contract that you would suggest? There was nothing wrong with him.
Right.
So
did y'all have, I don't know if my numbers are correct, but they're close ballpark. I know Dwayne Brown was asking for $11 million that year. $11 million.
Yeah.
We got rid of him and ended up paying Tonsil 28.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What kind of sense does that make?
It doesn't.
And it was the Andre Johnson tweets that kind of showed me that, okay, the rumors are true. If Andre Johnson's came out about the Jack Easterby guy and about the stuff that's going on. Because, I mean, the bottom line is the average length of an NFL player is 3.3 years.
Right.
Now, first of all, look at the road just to get to the NFL. You know, let's say you're a good enough athlete to make it on a varsity team in high school. Let's say you're a good enough athlete to do something on the varsity level to get noticed, go to a D1 school.
Right.
Let's say you're good enough to do something at a D1 school, be a great player, play for a national championship like Deshaun Watson, and get drafted. Look at how many players, you know, tens of thousands are already filtered out at that point. Such a small amount get a chance at the NFL. So you have to understand it's this man's career. There's a small window of him, one, of course, to make money. Everyone knows that. They have a small amount of time. And his health is at risk. I mean, if they're not doing what needs to be done and they're not getting him protection, you know, look at Alex Smith. The man almost just lost his life at that leg injury. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't knock him at all for wanting to be a part of the organization. Every company wants their employees to be more part of the organization, especially when you start getting bigger contracts. His contract reached, I think, a little bit over to $110 million.
Right.
Got a great guarantee, $73 million guaranteed. The other half of the people that are knocking NFL players about, you know, they make millions of dollars. Yeah. They're not seeing the other side that you can be cut at any time and you're not going to receive the rest of that money. Only the guaranteed portions.
No contract is guaranteed.
Yep. Now, Deadspin did an article and it called it Racism Ruining the Texans. And they talked about what made Deshaun Watson all upset was Korn Ferry is the name of a consulting group that was hired by the Texans. The Texans said, go find me the top GM picks and give me a recommendation on who to hire. Deshaun Watson was part of this decision. Their choices came back of Louis Riddick and Omar Khan from the Steelers. My choice, when I heard Riddick was interviewing for the Texans, I was like, yes, hire this man. Love his analysis. Love hearing him talk about football. He knows player personnel and he knows the field.
Absolutely.
Would have loved to see Louis Riddick as the GM. Omar Khan, great resume as well. Was with the Steelers. Omar Khan had 2 shots at a GM. Oh, actually 1 shot. And Korn Ferry picked Omar Khan, and that is who they suggested for the Texans to hire. Apparently, the Texans sent out an offer to Omar Khan, and then according to the Deadspin article, Jack Easterby goes to McNair in a secret private meeting. The offer was rescinded. Easterby tells McNair to hire what's the guy's name? Caserio?
Right, Casario. They've been trying to get him for years. They've been tampering.
Yep.
You know, they've been paid league fines for tampering.
Yep.
And all that old kind of mess.
So that is what I am assuming Deshaun Watson understood, that Omar Khan was the pick. He was happy with it. And then all of a sudden, the Jack Easterby McNair meeting happens, and Casario is the new GM.
Right.
So if you think about anybody in their job, you're a frontline worker, you see firsthand what needs to be done to fix situations. Executives usually are detached from the day-to-day operations.
Absolutely.
And, you know, that's why they want your input. You finally get it. You finally give your input. They're finally listening. And all of a sudden, your thoughts and your actions and what were confirmed by a reputable consulting group. Apparently, from what I see, this Korn Ferry, they're pretty reputable at what they do. All that's thrown to the curb. And two guys on their own in an office make their own decision.
Right.
And not really a decision Deshaun Watson wants to be involved with for the next, 6 years of his career, probably.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So
I mean, with everything that you just said and laid out, I mean, who's pissed off that he's in the frame of mind that he is right now?
All right.
Now, on top of that, with everything you just said, he was promised some type of input into the decision. So again, I go back to my point earlier. It's not about the money with him.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what people have to realize. You know, all that, they make millions and they do this and they're spoiled. It ain't about the money. He already got bread.
Yeah.
And you know, that you know, I mean, as a Texans fan, you know, that pisses me off too.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's some sort of, you know, selfishness in play. And neither one of those guys that made those decisions are people that put you know, fans in the stands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
None of those are part of the product on the field.
Right.
And you know, that just it just doesn't seem right. You know, in the league sees that, and you know, it's just a bunch of, you know, dumbasses up there. I mean, this isn't far fetched from the same shit that Bill O'Brien was doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, Cal didn't want to, you know, be hands on with the team. That's how Bill O'Brien became GM. You know, he knew Bill O'Brien was a snake. He knew what he was doing. He knew Cal didn't want to be hands on.
Yeah.
So he got rid of Rick Smith. You know, they got Rick Smith on TV lying, talking about, well, I'll be back. My wife's got cancer, but I'm coming back.
Exactly.
You know, no, man, no. You know, fans have been upset with their front office for years. Huh?
All right.
Yep. And so it's still uncertain what's going to happen. Their price tag for Deshaun Watson is something like 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and they want 2 established defensive players. So a team would have to give up a lot to get him, but there's teams out there that probably would. San Francisco was one that came up. Miami's one. Even Dallas has been brought up into that fold. So
Miami, Denver. I'm looking at an article right now that where who is this? Kareem Jackson says that he spoke with Deshaun, and Deshaun has hinted that he may want to go to Denver.
Hey, John Elway knows how to run a team. I'm not going to knock John Elway.
Right.
He knows what he's doing over there. So, But all right, that's
we'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna wait to see what happens. But I don't know if they even force him to stay. It could get to a bunch of ugly situations, but we'll see about that. But
I'm a Deshaun fan, man. Whoever he goes to, I'm going to buy me a number 4 jersey for whatever team it is, except Dallas.
He would kill in Dallas with those receivers.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Solid line, those
I
receivers.
still wouldn't root for him.
Yeah, you would.
We're going to talk real quick about the Houston Rockets after the Harden trade. So we knew it was coming.
Yeah.
The last time we had the podcast, we saw writings on the wall. They started off the season 3-6. They were 17th in the offensive rating, 21st in defensive rating. Their NBA total rating was number 20. So right in the middle of the pack. Since the Harden trade, they were 7-3. They did lose tonight against the Spurs in a tough loss.
Yeah.
So 7-4. Their offensive rating is still the same, around 17, but they are leading the NBA in a defensive rating. Yeah.
Right.
That's a huge change right there.
Big jump.
Right.
And their overall NBA rating moved to 4, number 4 before tonight's game. Wall kind of was asked what sparked the change, and his blunt answer looked like it was directly directed to Harden when he said, we had people that didn't want to be here.
Yeah.
All right.
So now they got 4 players averaging well over 17 points a game. Before Harden trade, they were 24th in three-point percentage. After the Harden trade, they're 7th, shooting just under 40%. Starting 5 is a lot of questions coming up because trade rumors are starting to come up. Their trade line is coming up on March 25th. And it's Oladipo and Tucker are the thoughts about who's going to be traded. Lakers apparently are making a move to possibly get Tucker. That could possibly bring Kyle Kuzma to Houston.
Uh-huh.
Julius Randle is someone that the Rockets are interested in. They want a power forward to go along with Wood, is what it is. I don't know why they don't use Cousins at that role. They've cut Cousins' minutes down a lot. I think he's only averaging like 14 or 15 minutes.
That's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And, mentally, I know he's frustrated with that, and you don't want to lose him mentally because he can go off the deep end quick.
Right.
So using him at power forward and putting him and Wood on the floor from time to time, we still haven't seen that this year. That could give him that 20 to 25 minute per game.
Right.
Why they're not doing it, I don't know. I don't know if it's something they're going to wait for.
Well, I feel finally that I trust the head coach we have.
Right.
If you notice how Dallas is kind of breaking down.
Oh, horrible.
And I attribute that to Silas. I think those guys miss. I've been hearing through the grapevine that those guys really miss Silas.
Exactly.
And that he was a glue that held that team together up there, and it's kind of showing. So, I'll give him a little bit more time than to see what's going on in his head. I'm sure he's trying to figure out something. I mean, I think we need Boogie on the court. We definitely need him in the locker room.
Yeah.
We need somebody with some stones on the squad, man, and Boogie is definitely that person.
Yep.
And but I can see him, playing, or they may be low key, managing his time. He's known to be injured. He's maybe a little bit out of shape. He hadn't played a full season in a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
And they could be low key. You know what I'm saying? Managing his time, getting him ready for a run.
Yeah, we don't know what they're saying behind doors. We don't know.
We don't know how the team's going to look a couple of months from now because of course, Oladipo is amongst trade rumors. So I'll give Silas the benefit of the doubt for right now.
Right.
Because I like the way Boogie looks. He's come in. He's he looks in shape. He's real. He's muscle toned. He ain't fat no more.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm digging what they have going on. Of course, we want to win.
Oh yeah.
Every game, but I'll definitely give Silas the benefit of the doubt right now, man. I mean, I like what he's done.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. They're all buying in on what he's selling.
Right.
They're all playing for each other and with each other, so should have a way better record towards the end of the year. I always look at that All-Star break as to what type of team they actually have.
Right, exactly. So, that's when teams start making their runs.
Yeah.
I'd still like to see Gerald Green back with the Rockets. I think they still need that veteran in the back and helping with the young guys with their shooting.
I would, too. I think everyone in Houston would.
Yeah.
With Tate and Nwamba, though, playing as good as they were, that's just what took Green out of the loop.
Hit their defense,
Mm-hmm.
But still having him in back, helping these guys out, because Wall's doing it to the other guys too. He's helping them walk through the game.
Right.
So
no doubt.
We'll see what the Rockets get going. The next segment I've been working on for a while because I was in shock a few weeks back when I saw this report about a music catalog being sold. And usually when you see something like that, it's just a kind of a publishing deal like it was, but all of a sudden the article read Bob Dylan sells music catalog to Universal Records for $300 and something million.
Wow.
And I was like, with all of us being in the music business for so long, there's always two fundamentals we always know. One, own your masters, and two, try to own your publishing. And someone like Bob Dylan, with the amount of hits he had for decades, selling his entire catalog, that just shocked me. And I didn't know why he did it at the time. I was, maybe it was just he's done with his career. The man, is in his 80s?
I think so.
Right.
And then I thought, it's just, that's my music. Let them have it. They're going to give me a bunch of money. I'm done. And then all of a sudden, I see more articles. Then I believe it was Lil Wayne I heard next. Lil Wayne sold his music catalog. And then it was Fleetwood Mac. And then it was Shakira and Neil Young.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, something's going on. Something's going on with music publishing that I don't know about. And I needed to find out what it was. So what I found out was there's two major players behind the scenes that are doing all this music funding and music publishing buyouts. The first company is called, it's a real strange name. I don't know how to properly pronounce it. It's Hypnosis or Hybnosis. I don't know. There's a G in the middle there, and I don't know how they're pronouncing the company. But it's Hypnosis Song Fund is one, and Primary Wave is the other one. Now, Hypnosis Song Fund started in 2018. Last year, they roughly had revenue of $66 million. They were founded by Mercuriadis, and then the other guy who's the front man, we all know, Niles Rodgers.
What?
Mercuriadis started out Virgin Records, started out the Sanctuary Group, Sanctuary Management. They managed Beyonce, Nelly, The Who. He oversaw Megadeth's recordings, Leonard Skinner, Lou Reed. So he's stable, music executive, knows what he's doing. Niles Rodgers, of course, produced for almost everyone you can think of. Diana Ross, David Bowie, Madonna, Mariah Carey. So they're one of the ones that are buying this. What they did was they are on the London Stock Exchange with their company. Now, Primary Wave started back in 2006. And they were started by a guy named Lawrence Mestel. Mestel was the CEO of Island Records. Then he went to work for Arista Records. He was the vice president. He helped develop Avril Lavigne, Outkast, Usher. So these two companies are the ones that started this whole buying music catalog stuff. Now, the names that I brought up were the who was selling. And the next question is, why are these companies buying it? What I found out was the markets around the world, as turbulent as they've been with the pandemic. The pandemic, of course, affected all last year for music artists and will probably still affect the next couple years. But music stream and online sales are steady.
Right.
Now, the pandemic was the main reason because it stopped touring. It stopped the live shows, killed artists, killed their pocketbooks. And then there was this other thing about interest rates going extremely low. So they could borrow money to purchase these catalogs very cheaply right now. Interest rates are at a historic low, so they can spend this $300 million here, $200 million here, and buy these for future royalties. Now, Rolling Stone magazine did a breakdown as well and showed, of course, the tax benefits would be the next thing. And what the tax benefit is Biden's new tax plan. As soon as he became president, they knew he was going to close this window gap for millionaires.
Yeah.
So when you sell anything over $1 million, you could get up to a capital gains tax as low as 20%, 20-something% right now.
Yeah.
He's going to close that window, and that's going to rise up to 37%. So Rolling Stone looked at it at Bob Dylan's deal. You know, almost the $400 million. He's sold right now, and he's only going to pay, let's see, I have it here. He will pay about $80 million in taxes right now.
Wow.
If he were to wait to the 37+%, he would be paying somewhere around $145 million in taxes.
$65 million.
Yeah.
Almost double.
So the next part of why this is happening right now and why these people are selling was some personal preferences for some people. Shakira sold her whole catalog possibly because of some tax evasion issues going on in Spain. She apparently owes $15 million in back taxes.
Wow.
Lil Wayne's issue came up that he had some legal issues that he's about to go to court for and needed money for legal defense. And then the rumor came out when he got the pardon from Donald Trump that he got it because there was some kind of multi-million-dollar donation of some sort. Payoff, basically.
Yeah.
That's what I believe, to be honest.
Yeah. So, that was two of the main factors that were coming up there were one, the tax issue, and then two, the personal issues that were going on. Now, the other part of that is the evaluation of these music catalogs. These evaluations for the music catalogs, Hypnosis is paying close to 15 years of average royalty payments as of right now because the evaluation is so high. So they have a high evaluation. They have this tax break. And then, of course, some of them are facing certain things where they need the money. And that kind of came out to the three big factors of why these music catalogs are being sold right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, all of it makes sense to me, man. It's all a money play. I mean, man, from your first record, your first single you ever do, you know, it's all about money and, you know what I'm saying, get the most and then get the most that you can quick as you can.
Yep.
So, you know, at the end of the day, man, I mean, it's a money play. Yep. And, you know, just from the numbers and percentages and the numbers and the things that you just read in the paper, I mean, it all makes sense.
Right.
And,
hey, Kay, can you check your phone? We're getting a bad rattle on this end.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you on Bluetooth. I'm in the car. Hold on. Let me take it off Bluetooth.
All right.
That better?
Oh,
yeah.
There we go.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, but like I was saying, I mean, it all makes sense, man. I mean, it's all a money play.
Yep.
And, the numbers make sense. And, everybody knows that, the market is volatile right now. And, we don't know how things are gonna play out with everything is, how everything is going on, especially with politics and, Republicans and Democrats aren't showing any indication that they're going to be working together anytime soon.
Exactly.
It's like, y'all going to do this. Okay, we're going to do this. Okay, y'all going to do that. We're going to do that.
Yeah.
So
back and forth.
And, those are the type of things that, that keeps the market volatile, man.
Yeah.
And, if I was in the position to, to make hundreds of millions off my catalog, man, shit, where do I sign?
Right.
Yeah. So the back end to this is creating what's known as the Spotify effect. So 2019 or 2020, I forgot which year it was, but music streaming revenue hit its all-time high. It hit $11 billion.
Wow.
And Spotify is the world's largest music platform as far as active users.
Right.
They have over 300 million active users. So monetizing the performance rights, licensing for movies and TV as well is what Hypnosis and this other wave company have in mind for the future. That not only are they seeing a mass amount of product being thrown at you, because look at it all, it's not 3, 4, 5 networks anymore.
Yeah.
It's all the TV networks, it's Hulu, it's Netflix, it's Amazon Prime. They're all creating their own content.
Yeah.
And all that content needs music. So they are being able to license all of this stuff, performance rights, all of this licensing to TV and movies. That is what they're seeing where they're going to make up all this money in the future, because there's just going to be so much content.
Right.
David Crosby's tweet just flat out said it all to me. I'm going to read his tweet here. He said, "I'm selling mine also," meaning his music catalog. "I can't work due to the pandemic. Excuse me. Streaming stole my record money.
Right.
I have a family and a mortgage, and I have to take care of them. So it's my only option. And I'm sure the others feel the same."
Of course.
So this is the money grab. Like you said, this is as high as it'll probably get for them. This is the most money they'll ever be able to get from their money.
And it's funny you're saying that all the, that streaming platforms are paying more than ever. That's kind of deceptive, because they're still not paying.
Yeah,
it is.
They just paying more than ever.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, man, you got to, we all in the music business. We all know the math behind those streaming numbers.
Right.
And, man, you can't live off streams.
No.
And then, again, like I said before, that just makes times like these. Times like these, everybody's, if I had the opportunity to sell my catalog, man, for a lump sum of money or whatever, I would, because, I mean, as of now, I don't see any type of formula or plan to make it lucrative again.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the one artist that you said, the bulk of artists' money will come from live performances. You don't make no money on no royalties.
Yeah.
You got record companies recouping money.
Exactly.
And that type of stuff for royalties, and the most of the money is coming from live appearances, live shows, and things like that. So that's definitely shut everything down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so, I remember those checks from Southwest Wholesale and R&D, and I'm like, this check should be about $8,000. Why is it only $2,500?
Exactly.
Oh well, remember we had to pay for that marketing, and then you had to pay for those launching.
Right. But we had to press for you. Then, Penny Pixel did your graphics. You know that $8,000 album cover you got from Penny Pixel.
Yeah.
Oh, Pen and Pixel, man. I'm gonna have the Pen and Pixel guys here soon. I did get a hold of Mr. Branch not too long ago, so I'm gonna talk to him. He's out in Florida doing his thing, and he's still selling all his artwork like as fine art. So
right.
If y'all get a chance, go check that out. Pen and Pixel Graphics. They're still online. All the artwork he did. He has the whole entire catalog. So it's pretty dope going through it.
Right.
Yeah. So music catalog streaming thing to see. There's some sort of adaptation we're gonna have to that because I mean there just isn't any other way. But there's a funny thing happening. It's gonna be a part 2 to this story that I'm gonna get into because as independent artists, we all saw the hardest thing to get on the radio was because the major artists, the major labels, they all had the slots at radio stations, right? So it was hard for us to get a slot. When we did get a slot, rarely, it was always, the local hour, and then we'd have to see how you do type stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
But now the internet gave the independent artists a platform for years. Now the independent artist is getting pushed out of playlists because of the old established artists again. And it's leading back into that same format where they're having to pay for these playlists the way we, kind of paid
had to do payola back in the day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
PAY, man, that word ain't going nowhere no time soon.
Yep.
No matter what form you use it in, So, hey, that's the name of the game, man.
That's it.
It eventually was leading there.
Yeah. So that's
you coming anywhere. The attention.
Yeah. So that's the next piece of the story that I'm gonna get on is that playlist buying and all that.
Right.
But we'll get in that. So we're about to get into your stuff about your new artist and your record label, but there's a side note I wanted to bring on because I saw some friends of mine online were talking about Marvel's new television show, the Wanda Vision. And I was reading their comments and I was kind of laughing at it because it's something for a long time that I've talked about it, especially here with Vogue about how writers for TV shows drag out storylines.
I hate that.
And to me, it's like they're dragging out these storylines because they don't have anything else to write about. So they have to fill up the episodes. And the big case for people that were complaining about the WandaVision show was it's too slow. And if you watch it, I don't know if you watched it or not, but we did. And the first 3 episodes are really slow, didn't need to happen. Now, production-wise, it's Marvel, it's Disney. They did a great job parroting these old TV shows. But if you're at home nowadays and you're watching a TV show with the binge-watching culture, you can't do these types of wasted episodes anymore. So Forbes magazine had a contributor by the name of Paul Tassi that did this whole article on this. He called it WandaVision Isn't Too Slow. Everyone forgot how to watch TV. And I remember all the pop culture references of missing TV shows back in the 80s and 90s because back then, if you missed a TV show, it was like you missed it forever.
You missed it,
And I remember people like in other sitcom references always talked about the show Dallas and Who Shot JR. And if you missed that episode, it just ruined your... And you'd have to wait an entire year to watch the next episode. To me, Netflix absolutely changed the game. They created new TV shows, releasing the entire season at once. As I said, we have this new binge-watching culture, and that's just the way it is now. The way we in music have to embrace the Spotify and the Apple Music, the writers in Hollywood, the writers who are writing movies and TV shows are going to have to embrace that culture change as well. I started hearing people hate about the first 3 episodes. It just kind of reminded me of other shows that I thought did the same thing. TV show by the name of Lost. If you watch that show back in the day, I think that was stretched out beyond belief. You couldn't stretch out that thing anymore.
Yeah.
The one everyone does remember, Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
The writing on that TV show frustrated people because right when you're supposed to get answers, they didn't give you answers. They just stretched it out. They had wasted episodes.
Yeah.
Walking Dead, I believe, is the most abused TV show for this. They do way too much. Yeah. They don't get to the point. I feel writers at times are forgetting what the shows they're writing for. You know, The Walking Dead is a zombie show.
Yeah.
And you can go episodes and they're forgetting the zombies. You know, so it's, Game of Thrones, we invested in watching that show for years.
Mm-hmm.
Better than most of the shows we ever watched, but we were very disappointed in the outcomes, many episodes. And it gets to this point that sometimes, and I know, Kay, you probably have some friends in the music business that, started making hits, started doing good, and then everybody around them started telling them everything they're releasing was dope when it really wasn't.
Yeah.
And they weren't being real with them. And I think sometimes these writers and these production companies get into that same mode where, oh, we got this hit, we're doing great, yeah, this episode is great, this show is great, and they're falling right on their ass because people aren't being real with them. So the Forbes article made a great point. Marvel fans are used to watching these movies 2 to 3 hours. They're getting a lot of action. They're getting their questions answered within that time frame. But the common consumer deserves much more now.
Yeah.
There's far too many options for us to choose from. You have to keep us on the hook. I can drop a show episode 5 and never watch it again because I can find something else that's better for me. So that's just a side thing that I noticed and I didn't know. Is there any show like that you get hooked on and then you just are absolutely pissed off at the writing? Like, what are these people doing?
Well, one of my favorite shows is Snowfall.
Oh, yeah.
And that kind of fell into that category where the first few episodes were like, man, it took me a while to start watching it because when I watched the first episode,
it started slow.
I was like, man, what is everybody talking about?
Yeah, it was very slow.
I kept seeing people talk about it. I kept seeing people talk about it. I was like, man, what are y'all talking about? This is whack. So I watched like maybe 2 or 3 more shows, and it hadn't just started to kick off yet. And I left it alone. I was like, man, I don't know what y'all see in this stuff.
Yeah.
So after seeing more and more people still talking about it, I watched some more of it. Then it started, it started getting lit. It started picking up, man. It ended up being one of the best series that I'd ever watched, and I can't wait for the second part. It's the second season of it or whatever. Another one was All American.
Yeah, I never watched that one.
Yeah, that one kind of. That one was kind of, had lulls in it and things like that, but it ended up being a pretty good show.
Oh, okay.
But I don't really do a lot of TV. Just because I try to stay busy and then, of course I was working in the plants and stuff like that. So it's been, honestly, man, it's been 3 or 4 years since I really got into any serious TV.
Good.
Just because of my schedule.
Yeah.
And I did, when you let me know that we were going to be speaking about Wanda Vision, I did kind of, skim over the trailer and some of the things that were written about it. And, just to get, and again, like Snowfall, it didn't really capture me right off top. But I'm going to give it a chance. I'll check out a few more episodes.
Right.
let's give it a chance to see what the hoopla is about.
Yeah. To me, when I finally had gone back to college, I took a class, and there was a film class that I took, and it kind of broke down writing, how episodes are written, how movies are written, you know, basic outline stuff. Ever since I took that class, I've never watched a movie or a TV episode the same way. Because this guy, oh God, I just had his name. What was it? James Campbell? But Campbell Hero Circle is what so many episodes are written about. It's like the path of the hero. And I remember back then when we learned it and we were having to write all these, our own episodes and use this as a template. I see that in almost every single TV show and every single movie. So that's why when I look at a lot of this writing stuff and I look at episodes and I always wonder who's going to break the mold and stop writing the same template. And it's when I see that is when you get people like Robert Rodriguez or Quentin Tarantino when they go out of the norm and they do their own thing, and you're like, yes, you know, this is what.
So the formula where you have to have a love interest, you have to have a tragedy.
Yeah.
And you know that same formula.
Joseph Campbell, that was his name, Joseph Campbell. But yeah. So that was just my spew on the Marvel Vision and the writing stuff. So we just wanted to get into that because I definitely will be talking more about writing and episode writing and stuff later on in the podcast. But next, I want to get into what's going on with PSK 13 lately. You got a new artist coming out. Tell us about that.
Yeah, man, I'm very excited to talk about my new artist, man. Young cat, man, really, really talented, multifaceted, very versatile guy, man.
Right.
It'll all come out in his music. You know, everybody will get to see what I'm talking about. Again, like I said, I'm excited to discuss him. I'm excited to be affiliated with him. Cat's name is Tre Hill, man. He's been on the music scene in Galveston County for a few years now. A lot of people know him out there. You know, he's really hustling, man, making noise on the underground scene.
Oh, okay.
And if y'all want to check out some of his old music, he used to go by the Original Outlaw.
Oh, okay.
And you know, he has plenty of music up on YouTube, a few videos up on YouTube. So, you know, people that aren't familiar with him, and I'm sure there's a lot right now because you know he's floating up in the underground. Y'all can go check him out, man. Original Outlaw on YouTube. He's going by Tre Hill now. He said he wanted to go by his real name. You know, he's going to keep everything 100.
Oh, okay.
So, again, like I said, I'm excited to be dealing with him, man. He's a multi-talented guy, man. I can't say enough good things about him. Hard worker, man. Work ethic is through the roof. Young, excited. You know, reminds me of me when I was, you know, around his age trying to get into business, and that was one of the things that really caught my eye. You know,
exactly.
He reminded me of me, and you know, just from his hunger and his work ethic, and you know him, the passion.
There you go.
And you know, like I said, that's one of the things that drew me to him. His dad and I also played ball together. Ball against each other since 7th grade. And, we were friendly competitors, and his dad contacted me about 5 years ago, man, about Tre. And, you know, I was doing my own thing and, you know, trying to get, you know, antiquated with my career situation. And, you know, the timing just wasn't right back then. And Tre reached out to me probably November or so.
Oh, okay.
And then, you know, that's when I started seeing the passion, you know, in the work ethic and things like that. And, you know, he caught me on a good day one day where I really felt like listening to some new music, and man, it just blew me away.
Oh man, nice.
So I told him, hey man, if you hang in with me to the beginning of the year, you know, I don't want to do nothing in the fourth quarter anyway. Nobody really does.
Yeah.
If you hang in with me at the beginning of the year, man, we might have something.
There you go.
So he called me at the beginning of the year, man, and brought me a USB, man, with about 100 songs on it. And I listened to those songs, and when I tell you every single one of those songs was a hit,
yeah.
I don't know an artist that has 100 hits.
Right.
And, I'm not just yapping, I'm not just talking because y'all are going to hear this music. So, with that being said, man, I'm excited about him. We're going to do a debut double release.
Oh, okay.
I want to get him, acquainted to I want to get the city acquainted to him. The city used to hearing him, so he has some songs, man, that are tributes to DJ Screw, Big Mo,
right,
3-2, Fat Pat, and he has. So what I decided, I was like, well, you know what, man, we're gonna chop and screw these songs,
yeah,
because it fits the culture.
Exactly.
But we'll take these songs that you did, that's really representing the H, and we'll make a chop and screwed album.
There you go.
And then we'll do your debut album. And then, without the same songs. They're two totally different albums,
exactly.
2 totally different album covers, and 22, 23, 24 different songs.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So, we're going to flood the market with it, man, because, he has great music. Some of Houston's, most prominent figures on the music scene already love his music. I played it for, plenty of people that I know, and plenty of people that I'm plugged in with, man. I've all gotten the same reaction that this kid is amazing. One even told me, man, you done hit the lottery, man. So that's how good this kid is.
Oh,
and
man.
Again, we're gonna drop 2 albums on him this month. I don't have a specific release date yet. We're still trying to line some things up.
Oh, okay.
But it's definitely gonna be this month. And again, we're gonna drop 2 albums. The slow and chopped album is gonna be called "Killing Them Slowly." And his debut album is going to be called "Don't Forget About Me Yet."
Okay.
So, again, like I said, man, I'm really excited to work with him. And you guys will see what kind of talent this guy has, man. He's amazing.
Yeah, he is. I heard just the 2 that you played for me. It just blew me away when we were over here.
Yeah, years ago, he came to the SLM studio, and we actually have a track on an underground album that he did with us. So...
yeah.
Right, yeah, he's definitely familiar with he even told me that he was going to be on a song that I was on over there.
Yeah, we were supposed to get that done. I don't know what. I think I still have the track. I still probably have his verse on a hard drive somewhere. But, yeah, I know we had played it for you back in the day. So it's probably still there, but
somewhere.
All right. What is so you also released the Wreckless Klan album as well. We just saw that video played on Street Flavor. Right. Is there any more Wreckless Klan projects in the works, or was that just kind of a shout out to the WK album y'all released back on Big Time?
Well, kind of both. We had a lot of feedback, over the years, man. It's been 20 years since the first Wreckless Klan came out, so we were getting, hey man, we need another one. We need another one. Was that the only one? And yada, 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 yada. Again, like I said, that's Blank's baby, man. So Point Blank, got with me and I started and was like, hey, man, I think it's time for us to get another Wreckless Klan out. And,
nice.
Our schedules and stuff, met up and the stars aligned, and we were able to get that record out.
Right.
The chemistry that we have, man, is amazing.
Yeah.
So we didn't expect nothing less than what we really put out. I mean, man, the album is great. The album is doing good. The video is doing very well. We have 3 videos to the album so far, and we plan on doing a video for every song on the album.
All right.
Kind of got to these days.
Right now is the Hate Is the New Love video that's been getting, pretty good play.
Oh, yeah.
Over the internet and, of course, on the video show down here. We've been getting pretty good feedback on it, man. People like the video. It's a great song. Songs featuring Ronnie Spencer on the hook.
Yeah.
Love Ronnie.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. Everybody in Houston love Ronnie.
Let's see. So, Wreckless Klan album out. Is PSK going to drop any solo projects anytime soon?
Yeah, man. I keep saying, man, strap music is coming. And I'm just so dead set on it being the perfect record.
Yeah.
That's why the release dates keep getting pushed back, man. I got so many songs for it. I think I got more than enough songs for it. I'm gonna do it just when I feel like I don't know, man. Maybe I'm reaching a little bit too much, but I want that feeling back when I did Born Bad. When I did Born Bad, man, I was like, hey, this album is ready.
Yeah.
I feel 100% great about this record. Let's go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
I'm just not getting that feeling about strap music. I don't know why, because everybody that's heard the songs is saying, man, this album is way better than Born Bad.
Oh, man.
So
nice.
I don't know, man. It's just an internal mess going on between my ears, but it'll definitely come out for sure.
There you go.
Gotcha. Is there any way to get a remix to the Like Yesterday song? Is there any way to remix that with a new track with the old vocals?
Well, I thought about it, and I got with Russell at Big Time Records about it, and he's not really feeling it, and that's because Priority Records have some rights to it.
Yeah.
So we would have to go back, and sit at the table with Priority Records and get all these types of clearances and okays from them, and it may not even be worth it.
Right, I got you.
Gotcha. Okay. The Priority deal, you were on there for how long with Big Time?
Hold on, I couldn't hear you. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
When you were with Big Time, how long were you on that Priority deal with them? Was it for just that album, or was it multiple albums?
It was a distribution deal, actually. It wasn't a project deal.
Okay.
And I think what happened was when things started going really awry with the UGK situation, and then DJ Screw started, kind of having issues or whatever. Don't quote me on this. That's just, from what I know. I think, Russell kind of lost interest in the music business for a minute.
Oh.
And, I think the Priority deal kind of just, faded away or whatever, or what have you. Blank and I were trying to do our own thing as far as the label is concerned. And, the label kind of slowly just dissipated.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, man, Kay, we appreciate you
always
coming in on the podcast, episode 2.
Yes, sir.
We'll definitely bring you back, especially when you get the Tre stuff up and going.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Bring both of y'all on. We'll go through that and talk about some of that music and what's coming up in the future. I'll see if I can find that. I'll see if I can find those old vocals as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, find those, man. Because Tre was telling me about it. He was like, man, ask Tino if he can find that song, man. And yeah. Like, I don't remember hearing it. So he has been adamant about trying to find those vocals. So if you can, I wouldn't mind checking them out. And as always, man, you guys are always A1 with me.
I appreciate it.
Always look out for me, man. Never tell me no. Right. I like the working relationship we have, man, and you guys are great.
Yeah, we go family all the way back, man. We went to Creek together, so yeah, we family.
Because you guys really work hard, man, and I love it. So we've been messing around for years, man, and continue the great work, man, and much success to you guys.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys, this is going to be the end of SLM Cast Podcast Episode 2. We'll be back again in a few weeks. We'll see what we're going to talk about then.
The Astros, too. We got that. Get ready for that, too.
I'm definitely going to...
What's up, baby?
Yes.
Definitely going to start talking about some of this UFO stuff, man.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
CIA just dumped us with millions of records, so I'm going to get into that soon. But
Right.
I want to thank you. I want to thank Arios Productions, SLM Podcast, SLM, Mr. PSK 13.